So let's take a look at CSK squad. And Gautam Gambhir, I saw, said that CSK is best in the IPL auction so far. What do you think
Yeah,
about that? Do you think
yeah.
CSK did well, Deep sir?
I think they did very well. I think because what they also did was to get Robin Uthappa during the trading window. So now, if you look at that playing 11, that is said, you have Robin Uthappa to open, Rituraj to open.
क्या आप भी किसी अपने सपने मेरे तुम्हारे टीम 11 पे टीम बना रहे हो और बच्चों के साथ खेल रहे हो हमारे साथ खेलोगे हाउस पे खेलो लेजेंड्स के साथ हमें हरा और जीतो डबल कैश लॉग ऑन टू houseit.com and win real cash.
This game involves an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
Suresh Raina is back, so he'll bat at 3. Ambati Raidu at 4. MSD at 5. Then you always have Faf du Plessis to bat there as well. You have Sab Karan, Ravinder Jadeja, Dwayne Bravo. And then obviously they picked up the two names that they've picked up. They did not have an off spinner. Bhaji did not play last season. They released him. So they've got 2 now. And Moeen Ali is someone who can bat in any position from 1 to 6, 1 to 7. And obviously you expect him to more often than not bowl his quota of 4 overs. So I think I think they've done really well. Their bowling unit was settled. They have obviously Chahar, Shardul, Hazelwood, Engidi. They have all those options. But also, I mean, now they also have Cheteshwar Pujara. I think he can also, he might not start, but I think he'll play in the top 3 if one of them don't fire. So yeah, but that looks like a really good side and a settled side. And CSK does not; they really don't change their playing 11 that much. So I think it's kind of set.
That is true. And in the last IPL, we were mentioning about how CSK need to change a couple of things, and we thought that there'd be a lot of changes. But actually, CSK has sort of retained the core, and that is how legacies are built, Rajashri. And what do you think of Moeen Ali? And of course, you keep the price of K. Gautam aside. K. Gautam and Moeen Ali under MS. How does that look to you?
Brilliant, right? MS Dhoni is someone who it's pretty common knowledge now. He likes to operate with the spinners. He likes to control. That's how he feels he's able to control the game with his spinners. And Moeen Ali is, he's an outstanding T20 all-rounder that way. And, he gave hints of his 6 hitting ability in that second test when England were anyway going down. So Moeen Ali is someone that MS Dhoni will bank on. So I was just looking at that list. And offhand, you could say that, someone like Moeen Ali, someone like Sam Curran, Faf du Plessis, maybe, 3 of these foreigners would be, possible starters. Depending, obviously, we'll have to see where the IPL is played, which are the venues. It's not going to be the usual IPL, whether it's going to be curtailed to about 3 or 4 venues, how many venues the IPL is played in. So a lot of those factors will determine the combination, but it's absolutely great to see 2 pretty good off spinners operating under MS Dhoni. And also Riddhiman Deep, there was a lot of memes going around on Twitter, and maybe Josh Hazelwood would probably want to recuse himself from bowling to Cheteshwar Pujara in the nets anymore. It's been a long Australian summer, hasn't it?
Yeah. Also, I saw both of a tweet about Chennai's gesture of keeping Pujara. There were a lot of questions when we were talking about, when we were discussing set 7 in our previous show. And these there were questions upon what kind of time would Pujara get to play? Do you have an answer to that?
Well, like I said, I don't think he'd straight away fit into the playing 11. He might not. But obviously, when you're looking at Pujara, let's not forget he's got a 61 ball 100 in Syed Mushtaq Ali maybe a couple of years ago, if I'm not wrong. And I think, because obviously, Rituraj had a great second half as an opener last season. Robin is someone is a banker as far as IPL opening is concerned. But just in case, I think they have that option. Even Moeen Ali can open as well in T20. So I think they've got a few options there. Sam Curran has opened last season. But I guess that they look now that Suresh Raina is back and also Robin Uthappa in that side, it just looks a better side. Definitely better side.
Riddhiman, also to add to what Deep said about Pujara, also just if you give me that 1 minute to allow, to what Deep said, it is, a lot of people, it's a great gesture for CSK to bring Pujara in, but let us also not forget, Pujara has remodeled his shorter formats game over the last 3 or 4 years. In domestic competitions, because obviously he wanted to play a couple of these formats, and he's remodeled his game. So when you look at the way he's played in Australia, soaking up those balls, they're part of a larger team strategy. That does not mean that a player of his stature, if he wants to, cannot really push it away in a T20 game. So you necessarily don't have to strike at 170, 180. You have a lot of CSK players who don't do that. But he comes in the middle order, gets you 30, 40 runs at 125, 130, solid batting. It's not that bad a buy if you look at it that way.